everyone doing today? We are so happy to be back here for semifinal Sunday. Normally we have championship Sunday come Sundays, but we are having a very unusual championship Monday here this week. So you've got permission to take the day off, work tomorrow, and come over here and see our champion crown. But we are having an incredible tournament so far, Trip. Unbelievable. Just when we thought it couldn't get any better, semifinal Sunday happened.
Wow, what a day. I mean, you do not want to go anywhere. You guys online, don't go anywhere because this is going to be a really special day. First, let me say we got a red and silver skeeter down here. It's kind of drifted off the bank if you haven't pulled it up. Want to make sure you know about that. But we have, Dave, you know, I have two anglers that in competition have caught their personal best right here on 4. We don't know what during practice, you know, some guys probably caught their personal best. So, Steve, we got a little reverb there.
It was May the 4th yesterday, so we don't need to do any lightsaber sounds.
But anyhow, what a beautiful day in Texas, man. It's, you know, I've never been here before, and to see what this lake produces, see how this community, everything evolves around bass fishing. You just ride down the road and everything you see, like you said, angler pest control, angler washateria, whatever. But it's fantastic, and today is really going to be special. I can't wait. We had one fish come across the stage day before yesterday. We'd had an off day yesterday. Today, that's going to be different. And again, don't go anywhere.
It's going to be a lot of fun. But before we go any further, I need, you know, one of the sayings you hear people say is if you don't pay attention to your past, you don't have a very bright future. And this event and the Sabine River Authority, Texas Parks and Wildlife, so many people have been involved in this event since the very start. You know, the original event directors here, Lenny Francoeur, and that's the dude that I am personally thankful for my entire career, because this was the very first, right here was the very first event I ever emceed in the United States. And without this event, I wouldn't have had a career, and so many people have to be thanked for this. So I want to thank Butch Cholt and all the people that aren't here at Sabine River Authority that made this possible, and so many that are still here, obviously.
Yeah, those guys, Lenny and Octagon, all those guys I know did an awesome job with it, TTBC events. I look up here and see Bob Cobb, the first editor of Bassmaster magazine, started in 1969. He has this book over there in the Bass booth, and Bob and I go way, way back. You know, I think I always hear Larry Nixon in the back of my mind, oh my God, look at the size of that fish. That was the opening video to the Bassmasters way back when we were on TNT, and Bob's done obviously so much for bass and for our sport. So it's good to see him. He looks great, and he's in good health, and sharp mind as always. It's good to see him. So a lot of history here. Still, again, today is going to be fun.
And the crazy thing is, if you watch Bassmaster Live, you mentioned that iconic fish catch there today. I was on live when it happened, and we had another iconic fish catch here today. You guys are going to love this, and you know, I'm excited to get going. I mean, it is there was a group of people here when that happened, and if some people think I kind of make this up and stuff, you guys saw how excited myself and Lee Livesey, the evilness of the angling world, you know, to steal a line from Bob Cobb, the thrill of victory and the agony of angling. Lee Livesey shows up to do live with me after having a tough finish, and he represents you guys great all year long. And let's hear it for him, yeah. So he's there for literally 5 minutes. You know, he could have came at any time. I said, come whenever you can within this hour. And he was there to see that catch on the very same spot that before he even hooked up, before Brandon even hooked up, Lee said, I know exactly where he is. There's a bush near there. He said, explain the whole area. He said, this must be a big fish, and we saw what happened.
Well, you know, Dave, people think you and I get up here and it gets real redundant. And we have some weigh-ins that probably are more boring than others, but you and I are tournament junkies. I go home this week, I'm going fishing because shad spawn's wide open at home on the Coosa River, and I can't wait to get home. But we love it, man. You know, I fish tournaments at home. You do. We love it, and I get excited for days like today. It's going to be cool.
It's going to be very, very cool. You guys ready to meet our anglers? You've seen a Bassmaster weigh in before. You know when I spin the towels, you need to get real, real loud. So let's try it one time. Okay, that's kind of loud, but we got cameras from ESPN2 all around here. I need you one more time when I spin the towels. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is the Toyota Bassmaster Texas Fest, benefiting Texas Parks and Wildlife. As of this week, $3.25 million raised for Texas Parks and Wildlife. And I have one question for you. Are you ready? No. You got to do better than that. Are you ready? Let's get ready to win! Our very first angler from North Carolina. Get loud for Hank Cherry. 60 pounds and 8 ounces coming into today. Or that's your total weight, sorry. 60, no, I tried to cheat for you, but Tripp gave me the quarter look, and I know what that means. 60 pounds and 8 ounces. Got you sitting in second right now, and man, you weighed 60 pounds of bass for 3 days of bass fishing. Not so bad.
No, it's not so bad at all. You know, it's today was a good day. I caught a ton of fish. I caught a lot more fish than I've caught all week. I actually caught some this morning, which I haven't been able to do that the whole week. Obviously, I didn't catch any big ones, averaged 20 pounds a day, so that's not a bad week's fishing. You know, it's just not enough for a place as good as Lake Fork. This place has got them. It's got them big, and it's got them big time, and they're everywhere. There's not a bad place. You can catch them in 2 foot of water. You can catch them in 20 foot of water. You can pull up and catch a giant off the bed. You can catch one on top water. Any way you want to do it, you can do it. Texas, you always show out. It's a great place. Take care of these fisheries because we have nothing like this where I'm from, and I promise you I would love to take about 500 of these and put them in Lake Norman and let them eat all the 12-inch spotted bass I got to deal with when I'm home. But you people are great. Enjoy the weigh-in tomorrow. It's going to be exciting because I think we proved today one cast, dreams can happen. So thank you all. We'll see you tomorrow.
Before you leave here, Hank, I got to ask you, I mean, this week, you know, the Bassmaster Elite Series, as you hear, you know, big bass, big stage, big dreams. You know, we are so proud of Bassmaster fans and the big giant crowds. And there's crowds that are remembered for different things. But this crowd, these people to show up with everything we're dealing with, the field's full of mud. I mean, there's nothing better than Bassmaster fans.
There's not, you know, I heard. Everybody knows what happened. It's not a thing. And I've heard over and over time again, nobody's going to come. Nobody wants to see you guys. And everywhere we go, the fans just come. You know, bass, that shield, we wear this for life, and that's what we do. That's our living. That's how we take care of our families. I'm proud to say that I'm a member of Bass, and I'm proud to say this is my 3rd time fishing this event here. And I'll come back anytime they want because I absolutely love it. And one of the biggest reasons we do it is for these people, little kids they bring, their pets, all these people up here. Without them, all this would mean nothing.
Truer words never been spoken. Let's hear it for Hank Cherry. Want to remind everybody that all of our fish, for those of you just tuning in online, not everybody knows how this deal works. Of course, this event, the whole reason that we started doing this is because at Lake Fork, between 16 inches and 24 inches, you got to let go. So you could not have a tournament here 13 years ago. That's why they made the catch, weigh, and release system. That's why Texas Parks and Wildlife, the PAA, Octagon, all those companies came together and made that system. So all of our fish are weighed on the water, except if they're over 24 inches. And then they will drive through here, and you guys will get to see them. You ready to meet some more of our anglers?
We are. Well, yeah, I am. But they're going to, just real quick, they're going to come through in these beautiful Toyota Tundras built down the road in San Antonio. Coming through in order. Watch them. Red, white, and blue. Texas colors. We're proud of Toyota, proud of San Antonio, and proud of the USA.
From Michigan, get loud for Garrett Butts. Today, 28 pounds, 15 ounces, giving him a total of 76 pounds, 12 ounces. Garrett, incredible tournament you're having, but unless I'm seeing it wrong, you're living close to the edge. I mean, I think I've looked a couple of days, midway through the day, and it wasn't looking so good. But at the end of the day, you make it happen. Is that just a timing deal, or you like to wait till the end?
No, I don't like to wait till the end. I'd love to catch it in the first hour, but that's just how this lake's fishing right now. You know, I'm waiting for the fish to set up on specific pieces of structure, and they really need that sunlight to get out there and get them all grouped up. And it is kind of frustrating because, you know, you're going all day. You don't even know if you're going to catch a limit. You know, should you go up shallow and catch some smaller fish? But, man, when they start biting, I keep saying it all week. I'm looking for 20-minute windows of activity, and that's all it takes. I mean, in 20 minutes, you could easily have 30 pounds out here. This is the best lake in the country. I mean, for a reason. And we're not even here at the best time. If we were here in 2 weeks, we'd be all catching 40 pounds. So I can't wait, man. I'm going to go rig up for tomorrow and, you know, go try to catch 35. I think the person that wins this tournament is going to have close to 35 pounds tomorrow.
I got to ask you before leaving stage, how is a dude from Michigan, first season on the Elite Series, how are you able to do what so many people that were pre-tournament favorites avoided or were unable to do this week?
Yeah, I mean, I don't deer hunt, I don't turkey hunt. I love to get offshore with my Humminbird graphs, and that's how I hunt. I mean, I am so addicted to driving around, looking for fish, you know, figuring out how to get schools of fish to fire on certain baits and how to extract the biggest fish from them. So that's how I'm doing it. You know, I have no history. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I'm just driving around until I see them, and then I'm going to catch them.
Working out pretty good. 5 fish away from $100,000 and a guaranteed classic berth, all the way from Peterborough, Ontario, Canada. 3-time Canadian Open champion Corey Johnston. Another big day, 24-14. 24-14 today, giving you a total of 66-4, and incredible tournament no matter what way this breaks down.
Yeah, you know what? I really hope I get to fish tomorrow. I'll be right in the bubble, but, you know, I've had a blast. The fish are big. There's lots of them. Weather's beautiful today, and, you know, I just want to get out there one more time and have a crack at tomorrow and really see what we can do.
I would love to see you get that opportunity. We'll find out at the end of our weigh-in. From Colgate, Oklahoma, looking to make back-to-back 10 cuts, Luke Palmer.
If you had
21-14 today, giving you a total of 64-11, sitting in 10th place right now. Love you to go again tomorrow, but no matter what way it works out, these last 2 events been pretty great for you.
You know, it has. I never expected here to even get a shot to be able to fish tomorrow, but, you know, it's the way it went. You know, everything set up good for me. The water came up, which is what I like to do, get up shallow. And I did today. I just didn't put them in the boat. That's part of it. You know, you're going to lose fish doing what I'm doing, so I fish clean up till today, you know, but that's part of, like I said, you know, I don't know if I'll be here tomorrow or not to get fish, but I'd really like to get out there and whack on them again because these fish are big. They're mean, and I like to do it again. But, you know, if I don't, I think Horizon Tractor Marine, World Lawn Mowers, Sublime, Lowrance, Phoenix Boats, Mercury, they get me up and down the water. And, you know, family showed up today, and it's pretty awesome getting to come back at least closer to home, you know, and get to see everybody. So, you know, we got one more, get to go back up to old home state next one, so maybe something will happen up there for me.
Heading home with some awesome momentum. Great to see it happening. The defending champion, defending Texas Fest champion from Panama City, Florida, Drew Benton. 20 pounds, 12 ounces today, gives you 67-1, sitting in 7th right now. Have to see how it all shakes out, but wow, what a playground Lake Fork is.
It really is. You know, the first day when I come across the stage, I said it was on my bucket list to fish this lake. I know we're not here at the best time. That's what's scary about it, is you see these weights and you know that it's not as good as it could be. I struggled today. First 3 stops, I really expected to catch them like I did yesterday. Never had a bite on, so I just went side fishing and caught what I caught. But you know, maybe we'll get a little bit more cloud cover, or maybe Tripp will let us out a little bit earlier tomorrow, and I'll get to start on that shad spawn. I don't know, but we'll see.
We'll see how it works out, whatever way it does. A great finish all the way from Newport, New York. Jamie the Hammer Hartman. 19-6 today, gives him 62-10 and just outside the top 10, but your season's coming together pretty good, and we're only heading closer to where you're a lot more familiar for the rest of the season.
You betcha, man. I'm anxious to get back up there, but I'm kind of sad I got to leave down here, though. This place is insane, man. I mean, I put my cash and rod to work this week, dude. Like, today I boated 31 fish, and I dropped, too many. I had the dropsies, man. I had my chance to get into the top 10 for sure. But, man, we caught them. I abandoned the deep bite. It wasn't happening in practice. I don't have that much confidence when I'm not on them good. You got to get confidence in a bait to have confidence during the tournament. You know, yes, I did change. I caught them on a whole different bunch of baits today. I mean, I caught a 4.5 sight fishing right before I came in. So, You know, it was all the way from swim jig to top water, jerk bait, crankbait, you know, you name it. And it's just like, you can catch them on everything here. It's awesome. This place is phenomenal. I don't want to leave. I would need a pass for tomorrow just so I can fish. I know I'm not in the top 10, but I want to go fishing. Can I?
You are allowed to go at 3 o'clock, Tripp says.
God. All right, I'll wait. I'll stay here.
The good news is you got a few days to burn before you go to Oklahoma, so I know a pretty good lake you can hang out on.
Yeah, so do I.
Awesome finish. Great to have you here. Thanks for the boom shakalaka today. All the way from Newman, Georgia, get loud for Micah Frazier. 28 pounds and an ounce today, giving him 70-13, and you're sitting in 4th place. And 70-13, you see weights like that at the end of a tournament. It's hard to believe we have one more day to go.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I caught more bass today than I have in a long time. This lake is so awesome. You know, I had this one spot, and I was catching them every cast, and I'm like, there's no way there's another bass in there. And I'd throw back in there and catch another one. But, man, it's just amazing. I can't wait to get back out there tomorrow and see what you can catch. I mean, there's really there's endless possibilities for what you can catch here.
It is an incredible fishery, and this time around, like several anglers have said, the crazy thing is it's tough right now. Like, could you imagine the weights when it's on fire?
No, I've seen the tournaments before when they're on, and I think this one, the fish are still here. It's still a great lake, and it's just as good. It's just in between. You know, there's a lot of fish doing different things, and you don't have all the fish trying to do one thing, and that allows a guy to go out there and catch, you know, 35 to 40 pounds more consistently. But it's still a lot of fun out there. I mean, it's a special place, and I've only been here this one time, but it's definitely one of my favorite lakes I've ever been to.
And I'm sure you'll be back, and I hope we are too. From Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Derek Hudnall. Derek Hudnall today with 19-2, giving you 62 pounds, 12 ounces, just outside the top 10. But is it tougher to be eliminated from the tournament or eliminated from fishing the lake?
Oh, my gosh. 62 pounds in 3 days. There's not many places in the world you can do that and leave this place disappointed. You're not even making day 4, but I tell you what, Texas does it right. You know, these guys, the conservation efforts that they put on here, they grow them big. But it's a tough tournament, but a good tournament. You know, I got a hole to climb out of in AOY points, and this is the start of it. So, you know, we've got 4 more events left, you know, to be able to make, because I'm going to tell you, nobody wants to make that 50th Anniversary Edition Classic more than I do. But I've got some of the best fans in the world right there, my wife and my little girl. They're awesome. They came from South Louisiana to come watch us. They got to watch Daddy on live a little bit today. But, you know, it's small windows, and what I was doing, I believe, is starting to go away now. You know, within about a 30-minute window, I caught my 19 pounds. I mean, I caught 2 6s back-to-back, and that window has shrunk every day where them fish were eating. And so I sat on them, and I knew I was one big fish short from fishing tomorrow, but had an absolute blast and looking forward to Fort Gibson.
Awesome to have you here. Look forward to seeing you all season long. A 3-time Bassmaster winner from Paducah, Kentucky, Marc Menendez. 18-10 today, giving you 57-1 total. You're moving to 22nd place, and Lake Fork is still a freak factory.
It really is. It's a great place to fish, and thank God for the Texas Parks and Wildlife, the job that they do in your all state. I've caught every 10-pounder except one that I've caught in my lifetime in this state, including the 13-9 that I caught at Richland Chambers and Megabucks. And that's truly remarkable. It's led the way to other conservation efforts, and that's really, really great. I've spent all this week flipping a Strike King game hog and throwing a 4.5-inch Strike King Shadowlicious. That's how I caught just about every fish this week. But I tell you one thing, I want to invite everybody in a couple of weeks to come to the biggest family reunion that there is, Dave, and that's the Skeeter Owners Tournament. We'll have 2,200 people out there fishing on this great lake in about 3 weeks, and I hope to see every single one of you all out there.
And let's hear it for that. Yeah, for sure. And I got a feeling there's going to be a bunch of people there, because I've only heard, 80% of our anglers say, if we were here in just a few weeks, this lake would be on fire. So seems like it's going to fall right on top of that tournament.
Well, it really is neat. I think 2 years ago we weighed in like 17 overs in the deal, and it's giants, just giants. Those 9, 10s, and whatever else that live here are going to show up. So tomorrow's going to be a special day. I think you're going to see a real flip-flop in what's going on, and man, I hope this place really shows its colors next time.
Skeeter Yamaha, great Texas company. From Connecticut, already an Elite Series win earlier this year, Paul Muller. 14-6 today gives you 55-1, puts you in 26th place, and I'm sure you're not upset about that at all.
Yeah, I had some good opportunities today, but I want to be out off the bank, and I kept doing that every day during the tournament. Never figured that out, and I knew that today was the day you have to catch a big bag to make the top 10. That's what it's all about. Never got it done. I should have stuck to my game plan. I was swimming a jig this week. That's what got me here. Lost some good fish on it today. They were just kind of nipping the bait, but had a lot of fun, man. And man, I hope we come back, and I hope it's a couple weeks later when these fish are offshore, because this place would be unbelievable. But you're still going to see some big fish caught. I think tomorrow's going to be the best day, and there's definitely going to be some fireworks. But thanks for coming out, and hope we come back soon.
Thank you for being part of the Bassmaster Elite Series. From Midway, Florida, get loud for Drew the Tooth Cook. Another big day today, 19-12 today, giving you a total of 71-6, sitting in 4th place. And wow, what a rookie season you're having on the Bassmaster Elite Series. Stop after stop, you're always in the mix, no matter how they're catching them.
Yeah, it's been a phenomenal season so far. Today I stumbled a little bit, but I had some trolling motor issues this morning, and I just want to give a huge shout out to the service crew, because I came back and they got me fixed up and ready to go. I did miss the best part of the day, but I was still able to catch 19, and it's bad whenever you're at a place and you're like, oh, I caught 19-12. Anywhere else in the world you're like, yeah, I caught 19-12, but not here. This place is phenomenal. These people are great. Y'all show up and stomp around in the mud. I mean, I love it. It's awesome.
It is incredible, and it's great that you're going to be part of Championship Monday.
That's right. This is my first Championship Monday.
How many Championship Sundays is this now?
I don't know. 3, I think.
You haven't missed many, I know that for sure. Let's look forward to seeing him. Texas, I know you're going to get loud. A 3-time TTBC champion from Huntington, Texas, Keith Combs. And Keith Combs delivers today, 29 pounds, 8 ounces. Giving him 69 pounds, 10 ounces, sitting in 6th place, and it looks like Combs is going to be part of Championship Monday.
I believe so. Texas got the greatest fishing fans on earth. Thank y'all. Appreciate that. No, it was a good day, man. We caught them from the beginning of the day to the end of the day, but I left a lot of them laying out there. I need to make an adjustment on color or do something, because I had enough to probably weigh 35 pounds. I hate to talk about lost fish, but it's just crazy that you know what this lake can do in a hurry for you. You go out there, like second day of the tournament, I weighed 13 pounds. I was so embarrassed to come in with that. Fish the same stuff today and have a chance of catching 35, but it's just, again, a testament to the lake and how good it is. Texas Parks and Wildlife does a great job here. I can't wait to go back out and fish again on Monday, because you never know. I mean, guy has a 10-pound lead, but that doesn't mean much here. We can catch that.
Texas, you think he can do this? Keith Combs going to be part of Championship Monday. Let's keep him rolling through from Benton, Arkansas. Hot off a win last week, Stetson Blalock. Had 22 pounds, 6 ounces, giving you a total of 62.8, and unfortunately just outside the top 10. But, man, what a season you had. Like you said, the beginning of the year, had a tough one in Florida, but ever since then, life has been good.
Yeah, it is, and I'm not going to complain a bit about this place. I chose to kind of fish on the fly. I didn't stay out deep. I caught a lot of fish shallow. I know they're starting to move out a little bit, but when you're catching big ones and seeing them up there on the bank, it's hard for me to get off the bank. It's just a lot of fun. Caught a lot of fish on a booyah frog this week, and I've wore out about 6 of them, so that tells you how many I caught on it. But
I did pull out deep on the last point today with 30 minutes to go and caught 2 big ones. I knew I screwed up. I should have spent more time out there today. But, yeah, it's been a great week here. I love this place. I'll probably be back in a couple weeks just to kick back and relax and see if I can't catch some giants. But appreciate you guys coming out.
Congrats on a great season. Keep it rolling. All the way from Kenora, Ontario, the great Canadian snow leopard, Geoff Gustafson. 22 pounds and an ounce today gives you 66.14, sitting in 9th place right now. Wow, Lake Fork's been awesome this week.
Yeah, what a place. I mean, I saw Brandon Cobb load a fish up out there that I've never even seen a bass that big before. So, yeah, pretty awesome. I'm having fun. I had a great morning. I caught a bunch of fish in the afternoon. I fished out offshore, and that's just where I feel like I got my best shot at catching one of those giants, and didn't have any upgrades. But yeah, been an awesome week, and nice to see the big crowd here today. Thanks, guys.
It seemed watching you today, and let me know if I'm off, but it seemed like it happened a lot quicker and more consistent for you today. Is that true?
Yeah, I've learned, like, the first day I only had 4 fish, so that kind of hurt me a little bit here where we're at now. But like, I've learned a lot over the last couple days, and hopefully I'll squeak in there for tomorrow. And I'm pumped to get another day out here for sure.
I'd love to see it happen. We'll find out at the end of the weigh-in. From Fort Worth, Texas, time to get Zaldangerous for Chris Zaldane. 18-15 as of today gives him 63-10, just outside the top 10 and 13th, but a great event for you this week.
Yeah, it turned into a points tournament. After catching 30 pounds the first day, thought I had him dialed. I spent all my time fishing shallow shell and hard clay bars is all it was. And first week of May, we're here in beautiful Texas. The shad are spawning, and that's what I was targeting. Big gizzard shad, big threadfin shad. Throwing a big swim bait, and unfortunately with the weather we had the last couple days, that bite was dwindling away. Had a blast either way. I mean, the fans are awesome. Thanks for showing up to the mud pit and having fun. But thank you especially to Toyota for holding this event, Texas Parks and Wildlife. Every single fishing license sold, whether you're a non-resident or a resident, every single fishing license sold, you've contributed to the conservation of all these giant bass out here. They do a great job, phenomenal job, Texas Parks and Wildlife. Thank you guys, and thank you guys for showing up. We'll see you at the next one.
Thank you for doing everything you do for this great sport. Here is your leader as of this morning from Holt, Michigan, Chad Pipkins. Chad Pipkins led this tournament as of this morning with 63 pounds, and today, the thrill of victory and the agony of angling, 5 pounds, 8 ounces, gives him 68.6. Sitting in 7th place right now, and it just shows how volatile this lake is. None of the rules apply. It's not like a normal lake where you're like, I got an 11-pound lead. I just need a limit every day. You got to catch freaks every single day.
For sure, and I went out just like any other day, and I really felt like I made good decisions today. And it may sound odd if any of you guys watched Bass Live. The big thing today is we stayed positive all day. We tried to grind it out, and it was tough, And I got to say big thanks to everybody that followed me. There was maybe 20 boats or so, and all the other guys in the water. I did not catch fish today because people were fishing where I was at. I mean, everybody was phenomenal. They were so respectful, had a lot of space, and it was just one of those days. I go to boat flip a 2-pounder first thing, and it comes off, and it's no big deal while you weigh in 4 babies, and it is what it is. I mean, together, these 3 days have still been 3 of the best days I've ever had fishing weight-wise, and I can't say enough good things about here. Unfortunately, I just had it all in the first 2 days, but if I was going to catch 20 pounds a day or catch 2 30-pound bags and back it up with 5.8, I'll take the 30-pound bags any day. So
I'm sure you would. Let's hear it for him. It's real easy to be a champion, when things are going right. That's true sportsmanship right there. And the good news is, I bet if I talked to you before this tournament started and I said, hey, Chad, you're going to go into Championship Monday in 7th place by the looks of things right now.
Where do I sign? I don't care what the weights are. Tell me where to sign. I'm in.
Well, that's what you got by the looks of things right now, and we've seen how quick things can change.
Yeah, it can happen real fast. And the guys back here that are catching them, like everybody's saying, you're not out there catching them every cast and you're bringing 30 pounds. It's flurries. You know, and today I tried to adjust and look around and make the right decisions for that to happen, and it just didn't happen. I mean, it's been an amazing week, and I have caught 2 30-pound plus bags, throwing a little Demiki crankbait, and I have not lost a single fish on it. And then today I go up shallow and lose a 4-pounder and a 3-pounder on a wacky worm. It's just, sometimes that's the way it goes. You got to keep your head up and keep chugging. And can't thank you guys enough for coming out and hanging out with us, and look forward to seeing you all tomorrow.
Do you realize, just to let you know how good your week's going, you might not have found this out, but as of the second day of this tournament at noon, shortly after you did what you did, every major online retailer is sold out of that lure.
Yeah, that's a double win, man. So it's been special. It's a cute little crankbait. It's a lot smaller than a lot of these other guys want to throw, but sometimes when they're eating it, they're eating it. Every one of them had it down its throat. It's been a special couple days, and we're going to get after them tomorrow.
Awesome to have you here. We look forward to seeing you at the end of the weigh-in. Our next angler, first angler driving through in a Toyota Texas Parks and Wildlife Tundra, equipped with a live well back there. We're going to make sure that fish is released on the water, but that means he's got a former Bass Pro Shops Bassmaster Open champion from Tennessee, Skyler Hamilton. 18 pounds and 4 ounces as of today. A fish over 24 inches, and this one 6 pounds 4 ounces. A hydrilla gorilla for Skyler Hamilton. That's 6'4", gave you your total today of 18.4, gives you 50 pounds and 7 ounces, and you move into 30th place. Not going to get to fish tomorrow, but great tournament regardless.
Man, it's funny that I actually caught 2 fish a lot bigger than that here this week, and that one was just long and skinny. So you can catch an 8-pounder and not be 24 inches. You can catch a 6-pounder. It will be 24 inches, but I actually saw one today. I didn't know Brandon Cobb had an 11-pounder until I was coming.
Neither do they. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, well, so I actually spent some time on one about 8 or 9 pounds that I thought would win my dad the truck, because he's been bothering me all week saying, win him a truck, win him a truck. So I spent 2.5 hours on that fish and didn't catch her, and then I just kept throwing my frog. I actually caught every fish this week besides 2 bedfish on a jackal popping frog. So that's about the funnest way you can possibly catch them. And I'd like to say hi to the folks back home, my girlfriend, my grandma, and looking forward to hanging around and actually fishing some of the smaller lakes.
Great to have you here. As always, look forward to seeing you all season long in the Elite Series. From Brookville, Indiana, 9-time Classic qualifier, Dollar Bill Lowen. A big day today, 25 pounds, 13 ounces. Gives him 59.2, puts you in 21st place. And anytime you can go out and catch 25 pounds of bass, life is good. No matter whether you're in a tournament or not, just even better in a tournament.
You know, it's really awesome. You know, I catch 2 7-pounders and a 6-pounder today, and I don't even get to bring one up here. You know, I'm putting them on that board, trying to make them stretch, but you know what? It's been an amazing week. I caught a 11-pounder in practice, so, you know, Texas Parks and Wildlife's doing a phenomenal job here at the lake, you know, keeping them big fish in here and keeping them healthy, and boy, does it have them, you know, and it's been amazing out here. And, you know, I just got to thank you all for coming. Got to thank everybody that makes it possible for me to be up here. And, you know, at our last event, I decided that I was going to do something pretty cool, that if any day that I was going to fish on Saturday, which is typically the 3rd day, but today it's Sunday, that I was going to do something cool to somebody in the crowd. You know, do I got any kids out here that like to fish? Huh? Come on, let me hear some kids out here that like to fish. Huh? Right here? Let me have her right there. Right there. You come stand right there. Okay? Growing up as a kid, all I wanted to do was stand on this stage and fish the Bassmaster Classic, and I read Bassmaster magazine to teach me how to fish. So I decided at our last event that anytime I get to fish on the 3rd day, some kid in the crowd's gonna get a Bassmaster membership, and you, honey, are getting that membership. So if you come see my wife right there, she'll give you a hat and a membership. Like I said, you know, to me it's all about giving back, And you know what? Someday she may be standing up here on the stage. But either way, I'm going to give back whenever I can. And how much better of a way than to give a Bassmaster membership.
That's what the Bassmaster dream is all about. Let's hear it for Bill Lowen and all future Bassmasters. From Shelby, North Carolina, 3-time FLW Tour champion, Matt Airy. 24 pounds and 3 ounces today gives him 59.15, and you move into 19th place. Not going to make the cut, but as one of the newest members of Team Toyota, represented well here at their event.
Absolutely, and kudos first and foremost to Toyota and Texas Parks and Wildlife. This lake is hands down. People ask me all the time, what's the best lake you've ever been to? And I had the benefit of fishing a couple TTBCs back when Combs set that 3-day record, and it's always Lake Fork. Y'all have a gem here. It is unbelievable. And to catch 24-something and move up from 22nd to 19th, I mean, what does that tell you? Pretty amazing fishery. But looking forward to Fort Gibson. Want to say hey to everybody back home. I think my wife and 2 little girls are watching, and I'm going to shoot home. It's 13 hours, but I'm going to go home and see them for 3 or 4 days before I head over to Gibson. So
that's a good dad right there. Get home with your family. We'll see you safe at Fort Gibson. Our next angler, a former Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year and a Classic champion, Jay Ellis. Another giant day today, 24 pounds and 9 ounces, giving you 60 pounds, 11 ounces. And I think it's clear to say today was by far the best day at the tournament. This lake's coming alive.
It really is. Yeah, the catches went way up today. I had my best day of the week, and a lot of the guys did today. And it finally got nice and warm, and the wind laid down. And you know, I caught all my fish today on a Yamamoto Senko. Found some shallow hydrilla. And that just up in 2 to 3 feet of water and just pitching a 6-inch Senko up there, weightless, dragging it real slow through that scattered grass. And it was fun. I wish I could go back and fish again tomorrow a little bit. You know, there's something about that Senko. You know, I tried a lot of other baits on that area, and I think that's the only bait you could actually catch those fish on today, where I was fishing at. You know, guys are catching them on other baits around the lake, but where I was at, shallow flat points with hydrilla, no wind, sun beating down, just drag a weightless Senko, man, and 24 pounds. It was a good day. But I just saw Bill talking about kids out here, and I'd like to talk. I love introducing kids to fishing, too. As you know, I run the Cast for Kids Foundation, and we put on fishing events to share the joy of fishing with children with special needs, kind of a unique charity. And yeah, we have 17 events in the state of Texas, but we don't have one here at Lake Fork, and I'd love to get one going here. So check us out, castforkids.org, and get a hold of me or Jim Bankin, who lives down in New Braunfels, and would love to get some kids out on the water and show them how much fun it is.
Be a whole lot of fun here in Lake Fork. Always great to have you here. One of the brightest young stars in our sport came into this event leading Dick's Sporting Goods Rookie of the Year, leading Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year, Patrick Walters. 16.6 today gives you 51.5. You move into 29th place, and some great Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year points as you continue your assault on the Angler of the Year leaderboard.
You know, I really didn't have the tournament I wanted to. I had a great tournament. I really was shooting for the top 35 cut, but tell you the truth, I don't think I ever just slowed down this week. I stayed on the trolling motor, I stayed fast, and had some opportunities today. Actually, I lost a 10-pounder on a bed today, first cast, and then I stayed on it for about an hour, and I was trying to win a truck, and that didn't happen. But all in all, it was a great event. Love this lake. It really sets up like home, and I'm kind of looking forward to coming back. You know, we got some time off between Fort Gibson. I might stay out here for a little bit and kind of enjoy some of this warm weather and just fantastic people out here.
It is an incredible part of it. Let's hear it for him, ladies and gentlemen. A great season you have coming, and with that comes great checks. And with that, you'll get a $500 Dick's Sporting Goods Rookie of the Year leader bonus check. $500 for that. And that check becomes a $10,000 check at the end of the year for our Rookie of the Year champion. And then, of course, Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year bonus check, $1,000 for that. And at the end of the season, that turns into a $100,000 check. And we are at stop number 5 is done now. And I know people don't like to talk about that, but it's time that it's coming up, man. It's you know, first 2 events in, you're like, okay, there's a lot of fishing. it's getting on in the season now.
It's definitely getting down to crunch time, and I'm happy I made the cut on this one because, slugfest tournaments usually aren't my forte. I like the struggle. I like when everybody's only catching 5 fish a day. Those are the tournaments I like. So I'm really happy I made the cut, got the points. Hopefully we can maintain the lead, but I'm looking forward to this second swing, really going back to Guntersville and then up north, hopefully for some cooler weather. But I wouldn't be able to be in this position without my family and my girlfriend behind me and all my sponsors, Yamaha and Falcon, Lure Lock, Zoom, Daiwa, all those guys, Rapala. Without them, I wouldn't be standing right here with you guys. But I really am looking forward to this second half of the season. Enjoy this lake. Y'all have a fantastic fishery. Take care of this gym because I will be back.
Congrats on a great season. The Elite Series is lucky to have you. Our next angler going to roll through in a Toyota Tundra, which means he's got an over, his second over of the tournament from Okeechobee, Florida, Kyle Monty. Today's weight, 23 pounds, 5 ounces, giving him 55.10. Anchored by an 8-pounder from Lake Fork. Hey, he found Bass Albert. Kyle Monty with his second over of the week. This one, an 8-pounder. And, I don't care where you're from. I know Okeechobee, Florida's got some giant fish, but catching 8-pounders, that doesn't ever get old.
No, and it helps that I've caught a lot because I live on a place like this that has a lot of them, because when you hook one like that on 10-pound test on a wacky rig, you don't freak out. I caught a lot of fish this week doing a lot of different things. I started out, you'll hear guys talking about the shell beds, the clay points, and I thought that was going to be a deal for me. I slipped up the first day, only caught 12 pounds doing it, but I went for catching them on a top water. Today I caught them on a bruiser big stick. I mean, I was just trying to fish my instincts and make it work out. I didn't have a very good practice, but when you know you're on a lake like this, you just got to keep looking, and that's what I did, man. And I ran the Skeeter Yamaha all over the place. I didn't burn much gas because it's a 4-stroke and it's good on it, but I probably didn't burn, 20 gallons all week. But this place is awesome, man. I can't wait to get back. I might do like Patrick and hang around for a couple days and enjoy it just because it's so good, and I'm just now starting to unlock it. But man, I can't complain. Honestly, my wife back home has been so supportive. She's going to miss me for 3 weeks while we're gone from here to Fort Gibson. And she writes me notes every day, to keep me motivated. And today's note really pushed me through. So I just want to thank everybody back home, all my sponsors, Flat Out Tungsten, BassBoatForSale.com. If you guys are looking for a new skeeter, a used skeeter, get on there, take a look. I'm not fishing tomorrow, so I'm going to go through the list. Broughton Construction, Steve Broughton, has put me where I'm at today, no doubt. For 10 years, that guy has backed me through thick and thin, and this season hasn't been very good for me. I've had some missed opportunities, but this one, I'll take it, not being on much and turning it into something. I'll take it, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Okay, are you going to tell me what the note said?
I think I got it. I almost forgot. Let's see.
I hope she wasn't giving you trouble.
Today is Psalm 16:8. I will not be shaken. And I'm shaking right now.
True champion both on and off the water. Let's hear it for Kyle Monty. Our next angler, a former Rookie of the Year from Knoxville, Tennessee, Brandon Card. Another big day today, 26 pounds and 5 ounces, giving him 73 pounds and 4 ounces, and he's sitting in 3rd place. And a great track record at these Texas Fest events, man. You've been in contention in a few of them now.
Yeah, I love fishing in Texas. Whether it's Falcon or all the way up here at Fork, Texoma. I love this place. I need to get second home down here, man. There's some big fish in Texas.
You came very close to this title a few years ago. I think Greg Hackney stole it from you. If he was here, I wouldn't say that, but he's not here, so I can say that to you. Are we going to see you host this trophy tomorrow? I mean, this tournament went from what many people thought was going to be a blowout, and you see how quick things can change. Lake Fork is like no other lake. None of the rules apply.
Yeah, my heart goes out to Pipkins. I mean, he's one of my best friends out here. Just, had a tough day. But, yeah, it could happen to anybody. I mean, I could go out there and catch 38 pounds, or I could do what he did. So, I mean, it is a very volatile fishery. I didn't catch a whole lot of fish today, but I caught some big ones. And, I think that the fish are coming to me. I found most of my fish this week just literally idling my Suzuki for hours, looking at my Lowrances, just finding these schools of fish. And, when I see a school that's set up right, then I'll fish for them. If they're not set up right, then I'll just keep going. So it's been a fun week. Also want to give a special shout out to Yamamoto. Heidi and Ron have put us up in their lodge. Gary Yamamoto has a lodge in Mineola. They've been cooking for us every night, just treating us like kings. It's been a really fun week.
I've stayed there. The ponds are full of fish. How many have you caught?
We jacked them. Yeah. We came in early, did some videos, and we actually launched our boats in there, caught them out of the boats, caught them off the bank. It's been a blast this week.
Incredible week, but it's not over yet. We'll see you as part of our top 10, a former TTBC champion from Asheville, Alabama, Matt Heron. Matt Heron with 22 pounds and an ounce today gives you 59.14. Not going to go on to Championship Monday, but a great finish here this week.
It was really a great week, and anytime I get to come to Texas and fish for these giant fish, it's an absolute ball. I got to run that Skeeter Yamaha all over this lake. Everybody knows Skeeter's built right here in Texas, and man, it's amazing to see all these boats and all these Skeeter owners out here following us around. But I got to do what I love to do this week, the fish. I didn't get on the deep bite, but I love to throw a dirty jig, swim jig. And anytime you can go spend the day swimming a jig, catching 5 and 6 pounders, I caught a couple overs in practice. It's absolutely amazing. So I had a ball, and look forward to coming back.
Look forward to having you back here, and look forward to seeing you all season long. From one former TTBC champion to another from Reed Springs, Missouri, the Snowman, Brian Snowden, took a win at this event just a few years ago on Lake Conroe. He had 16.4 today, giving you 49.3, and puts you just outside. Obviously, you made the first cut, and that's all that really, that's the most important one.
It definitely is, and I've had a great time. It's always great to be in Texas, and we got to take the high school All-Americans over to Lake Quitman and get a kid to catch his personal best. So that's why you come to Texas, It's the land of the Giants, and you guys better take care of this place because it's always been a special place in my heart. I've been coming down here for 20 years, and just hope we get to keep coming back, and, always glad to be a part of Bass Fest. It's just one of those things. The causes are so great, raise a lot of good money, do a lot of good research for the fish, and it's always great to be in Texas.
So let me get this straight. His day off, he had pre-fished all week, traveled. You get a day off basically, chance to sleep in. You donated your day to take the high school All-Americans fishing. How cool is that, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah, it's just, they have the opportunity to do it, and it's just what you should do. It's what people did for me when I was growing up, always there to take me fishing because I just, I was like them. You remember those days when someone got to go in the boat, and these kids, they do a lot of community service, have good grades. They were great to be around. I've never been called sir more in my life. So, it makes you feel good to do something good for kids that, are doing good and have a bright future.
Might just see some of those kids on this stage one day. A 9-time Classic qualifier from Gainesville, Florida, Bernie Schultz. 12.15 today, giving you a total of 44.12, and you made the first cut. Unfortunately, not going to move on, but it's been an incredible week. Whether you catch them or not here, no matter where you finish in the tournament, you leave Lake Fork. It's just one of those magical places.
It is. That describes it really well. I mean, you go down the bank one day and you'll see a few fish, and you go back the next day and there's 3 times as many and they're big, and then the next day there's fewer. They come and go. These fish have fins and they use them. They move around. So.
They sure do. How did you fish them this week, Bernie?
I did the shad spawn in the morning, but I never got the real big bites. I lost a 6-pounder the first morning, but that was the only really good fish I had on the shad spawn. I'd kind of get some numbers and then go sight fishing. I just didn't execute real well. The fish are there and they're trying. I let them down, really.
Well, never let us down. Always great to have you here. We look forward to seeing you all season long. Time for a former Bass Nation national champion from Louisiana, Caleb Sumrall.
Say it like I won something.
Say it like you won something?
Yes.
18 pounds, 3 ounces gives you 55 pounds and 13 ounces, and you finish 24th.
That's what I'm talking about. I hear you backstage, 22, 25, like it's nothing. This lake is flat slap full of big fish, and look, I've had a ball here. I'm so excited. I had a slow start to this year. So this is my second cut back to back, and it feels like, I'm getting a little momentum going, and it just feels really, really good. And one thing I really want to give a shout out to is my family for coming out, my wife, my mom, my mother-in-law, and my 2 kids. And all you guys, great fans coming out here mucking through all the mud, that's amazing. I mean, we had some horrible weather. It's awesome to see you guys, but having my family out there, watching them blast off every morning, that's the best motivation, get to watch your kids send you off. And, I'm proud I was able to have a good tournament and make them proud.
Proud papa indeed, and a great family. From Kentucky, his first season on the Bassmaster Elite Series, Mike Huff. Or as I call him, Mean Mike Huff, with 12 pounds and 9 ounces, the meanest man on tour. 48 pounds and 5 ounces, and I hope you're not angry.
Yeah, I'm a little angry, but this is my first time in Texas. I had a rough day, but being here, catching like 4 or 5 over 7 this week, it's been awesome. I love Texas. It's my first time here, so I'm going to stick around next week and definitely fish some and hopefully catch 1 over 10. That's what I'm looking for. So.
All right, so you'll let us know at the next tournament how it worked out, right?
That's right. That's right.
All right, look forward to the update. All the way from Minnesota, former Elite Series champion, the amazing fighter man, Seth Fighter. Wow, what a day today. 28 pounds, 7 ounces. Llama. Doing good, made a big rally, unfortunately outside of the top 10, in 12th place with 63.15, and that rally must have been not only fun, but going to gain you a bunch of points.
Yeah, that was the best 20 minutes of fishing I've ever had in my life. I had 2 kind of mediocre days, first 2 days at Fork, and it was all worth it for that 20 minutes. It was funny. I was just going down the bank throwing a swim jig. I had one nice one in the boat. Looked on my Lakemaster, there was just like a little flat point coming off, didn't look like nothing. Spun around, threw a DT-14 out there. First cast, catch a 5-pounder, and then just caught him every single cast for 20 minutes. Caught a 7 and a 6-14 on back-to-back throws. This place is the best lake I've ever fished in my life, and hopefully we come back here like every year.
Who wants to see that? All right, on to more important stuff here. We are in East Texas, one of the most manly parts of the world. Your mustache intimidates many in other parts of the world, but I'm going to tell you, East Texas mustache game is strong. Were you intimidated by some of these mustaches this week?
Oh, for sure. They're 3 times the size of me. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot. Do you think you could ever aspire to that, or would you have to beef up? I mean, that's a lot to carry.
It looks hot. It looks hot. This heat, I don't know if I could do it.
It's always great to have you here. Let's keep them rolling. Let's bring up our next angler. Going to drive through, ladies and gentlemen, and you know what that means. He is the reigning Forest Wood Cup champion, BCD Big Clint Davis. Had 13-15 today, but he's got his anchored fish in there. This fish 8 pounds even. Get loud for BCD Big Clint Davis. An 8-pounder, and the over has driven guys crazy this week. You've seen so many monster bags, but catching a 24-incher in Lake Fork, a fish over 24 inches, is not easy. But if you ask me, that just shows how incredible that slot limit is on this body of water and how much it helps it.
Man, this place is unbelievable. We're exactly where I caught that fish today. I actually caught a 12-pounder there the first day of practice. And, this morning I went out and I caught 3 shallow earlier, and I was like, I'm going to go idle deep all day. I'm going to find me a school of bass. I never did. I said, well, let me go to my daily one fish spot. Drove up there, first cast, caught an 8-pounder, cranked the rest of the day there, and never had another bite. But it's, this place is unbelievable, and I hope we get to come back.
And as anglers keep saying, Lake Fork is alive and well. But when you hear anglers say that this is a tough time, it's not because the fish aren't there. It's just because they're not grouped up in one area. It seems like they're spread out all over the place right now.
Yeah, you know, it's definitely funky. I spent my whole practice out deep looking for them, and thank God I know how to swim a jig, or I'd have been in big trouble this tournament. I'm just happy to survive and happy to have caught an 8-pounder today.
Happy to have you here on semifinal Sunday. Look forward to seeing you all season long. Trip, this venue, this venue specifically, the Sabine River Authority, the first time I came here was 13 years ago. And not only does this part of the world have some of the most incredible lakes, some of the most incredible resources, but they have some of the most incredible people. And we have incredible hosts everywhere we go. We are so blessed to work with the greatest communities. But the effort that everybody from the SRA has made to make sure this event can go on and can be what it is nothing short of incredible.
It is, Dave. I got to give those guys a nice hand. I look out here and see dry ground. That is awesome. They were throwing a curveball Wednesday night, over 3 inches of rain. They called Eric Lopez and myself around 4 o'clock and had to totally revamp their parking plan. And these guys have worked tirelessly, probably 20 hours a day. They're probably getting 2 or 3 hours sleep a night. And we can't thank them enough. We sent some stuff up to the blog this morning. The guys were chilling out. They're taking a quick break right at takeoff. And, they kept everybody safe. They took care of all of our sponsors, our vendors, anglers, bass staff. It's not over. I mean, we've got a lot of stuff to do tonight, a lot of stuff to do tomorrow night. So we're 2/3 of the way home, but I can't thank them enough.
Can't thank them enough. Give them a big round of applause. And do me a favor. When you leave here today, when you see the folks from the Sabine River Authority, when you see the folks from Texas Parks and Wildlife, just take a second, shake their hand, and say thank you, not just for what you've done here today, but what you've done for this great state.
Yeah, absolutely. Just roll your window down, whatever. Law enforcement, all of the people that have taken care of us, we appreciate them, and just tell them big thank you, and we look forward to coming back because it's great to have hosts like this.
It truly is. Let's keep them rolling. Speaking of great, he did a mudslide yesterday and raised $1,500 for autism. The baby shark, Shane LaHue. Shane, what started as a joke. Well, first of all, let's talk about your fishing. Pretty good day today. 23-15, giving them 58-6, put you in 22nd place. A great tournament here, but it started as a joke. And you are probably the best sport in maybe the history of this sport. You legitimately did a mudslide, and you talk about making the best of what you have in front of you. That was awesome.
Oh, yeah, we had a good time yesterday, and, when you raise money for a good cause, I know, you got an autistic daughter, so it's a great cause. John Cruz is getting ready to come up here, and he heads that program, and it's amazing what bass fishermen will do once you get behind a cause like that.
Now let's talk about Lake Fork. Outside of it, and he also did use the resources as well. If you wonder how he cleaned up, he did a cannonball into Lake Fork, and he's a very good survivor, obviously. Talk to me about fishing this week, how you caught them, regrets or things you look forward to.
I did lose fish every single day, but I was, and nothing wrong with my equipment. You got 6 and 7, 8-pounders jumping with a Berkeley square bull in their mouth, and bad things are going to happen. A lot of them were actually drilling the bait into the bottom, so I'd hook them in the chin, and they'd come up and tail walk and throw the bait. I changed my treble hooks 3 or 4 times a day, and I believe 100% in those Berkeley Fusion hooks. I'll never go to another hook brand, but I've never been to a lake where I was out there and I had 24 pounds pretty early, and I was like, I'm actually depressed. I cannot believe that I'm depressed and I've caught 24 pounds a day. So this place is absolutely incredible. Hats off to my roommate again. He's absolutely crushing them. I'm going to have to borrow that horseshoe for the rest of the year.
Does he have any routines you could throw off or anything? You guys room together. He's had a pretty good season.
No, he doesn't really have any routines. He's just absolutely killing them. It's just he's gotten into a groove, and, even Winyah Bay, he stumbled a little bit, and look what he's doing now. He bounced right back.
Okay, well, who cares about bass fishing? I know you guys are big Fortnite players. Who is better?
Oh, Brandon's way better. He
beats you at everything.
Well, yeah, he stays up till like 4 in the morning playing every night. I got to go to bed at some point.
You're responsible.
I am, well, at times. Obviously, I did a mudslide yesterday, so I'm not that responsible.
I'm pretty happy you guys are both on the Elite Series. Let's hear it for Shane LaHue. An Elite Series champion from Salem, Virginia, the Cruise Missile, John Cruz. 14 pounds, 6 ounces today gives him a total of 45.15 and puts you in 33rd, but pretty incredible week here. And I know you've been involved in this event many times over the years. It's always special to come to Fork.
I've got a lot of fond memories of Lake Fork and all of East Texas. I love coming here. It's an absolutely awesome venue. This is, one of the best bass destinations, if not number one in the whole country. Because you don't know when that next cast is going to be a 10, 12 pounder. I mean, they could be giant. So I'm just definitely glad to be here. I tell you, one of the things, it's hard to mention oddball things that you have in your boat that make your life better. I've got Lithium Pros batteries, or lithium batteries. They are more expensive than conventional batteries, but they last 10 years, unbelievably powerful. I've been running them for like 8 or 9 years. They change the way that your boat gets on plane, no more bogging, getting on plane. But, that's just one of those little tips. You might want to look into those, the Lithium Pros. But other than that, the fishing here, I never really figured it out, if you couldn't tell. I came in here, I slid in 35th place, and felt very fortunate to get that because I caught a 4.6 really late yesterday, I was talked about. But today, I started out and I caught I went almost 6 pounds and another 3-pounder, and I thought I can have a good day today. And then I didn't have anything. I couldn't put anything together. I fished deep and shallow. So, however, these guys are just absolutely mauling them. My hat's off to you. But I can't wait to sit around and watch it tomorrow. Actually, I'll be checking it as I'm driving back to Virginia. But I want to say a quick thank you and shout out to my dad and Judy for coming down. They awesome coming down, and my boy Jake. He's been my buddy since high school, and my best friend.
Very cool. I want to thank you for everything you do. Just a few anglers left to weigh, all the way from Payson, Arizona. The Golden Ram, Clifford Perch. 17 pounds, 14 ounces today gives you 51.8, puts you in 28th place, and your aunt is impressed with your performance, she told me.
Yeah, well, thank you. I don't know what to say about that, but, it was fun. I hope we get to come back here. I really enjoyed this place, and I felt like I was walking in wet concrete all week. I could never get the deal going, and I mainly just been sight fishing, and you can't move fast, or at least everywhere I've been, you can't move fast because they're hard to see, and if you've got like that split second to pitch at them before they take off. They're really spooky fish, and so you're just kind of crawling along trying to catch one over a little light spot somewhere, and it was fun. I had a couple of big ones today on the swim bait that didn't make it to the boat, and other than that, it was just all sight fishing. So, this is a great place. Again, I wish I was going out tomorrow so bad.
It's so frustrating never mind the points, just to not be allowed to go back out on this lake, isn't it?
Well, that's it. I was like, we need to have another round this afternoon. I mean, it's glass calm. Ideal conditions, and man, I hate giving up. This was probably the last sight fishing opportunity for a while, so I just hate giving it up. But, again, it's been fun. I hope we come back. I can't complain. Got to make day 3, and it's been a good week.
I'd love to come back myself, and I'm sure we will. From Newcomers Town, Ohio, get loud for Hunter Shryock. 21 pounds, 7 ounces today, so a good day gives you 54.5, and unfortunately not going to make the cut, but made the first cut, and that's the most important one.
It is. I started off the week. I didn't have a great first day, and my weights climbed this time. And that's the first time this year that my weights have climbed in an event, so hopefully the rest of the year I can get that momentum going. But what an awesome week. This place is phenomenal. I know you guys have sat here and heard it all. But I ended my day looking, I didn't get to see a lot of it, but there's some big fish. And I know it's getting hot, but there are some big fish that are actually pulling up to spawn still. And all I could see was their tail, and it's about this wide. I caught fish that were smaller than that this week, and her tail was this wide, and it looked like a carp. No kidding, and she was rolling with, I couldn't see the male. The male was probably a small 4-pounder down there on the bed, in 3 foot of water. I don't know how big it was. I've never seen a bass that big. I'm from Ohio. I don't see stuff that big. It looked like a mutant in the water, and I was trying to catch it with 15 minutes left to go because I kept thinking, that's a Toyota truck. That's a Toyota truck. But we didn't catch it. But anyhow, it's like that's the type of stuff that can happen here. I got to thank my sponsors, Berkeley, Abu Garcia, Spider Wire, Mercury, Phoenix, Rigid Industries, Field and Stream, Gator Guard. I know I'm forgetting a couple. Bob's Machine Shop. If y'all haven't checked out their jack plates, I've ran my jack plate up and down all week. It is the fastest jack plate. I can start that thing all the way up, and I put it on pad, and it's all the way back down, avoiding all them stumps. But man, these guys crushed them, and I think I'm going to stick around this week because we got until Oklahoma. I think I might stick around. So if you guys see me out here, stop, say hi. But it's been a fun week.
I'm pretty sure you're not the only one that's sticking around. It's going to be a busy lake this week. We have one angler left to weigh. He's going to roll through in a Toyota Tundra. He's an Elite Series rookie, has qualified for 4 Forest Wood Cup championships. Already took an Elite Series title just 2 events ago from Greenwood, South Carolina. The COBB, Brandon Cobb. Had 37 pounds, 15 ounces today. And this Toyota Tundra Big Bass, 11 pounds and an ounce. Boom, shakalaka, giant bass. Gives him a total of 84 pounds and an ounce, and he is your tournament leader with 1 day left to go. And dude, I had the honor of hosting live when you hooked that fish live. And it was one of the most exhilarating, exhausting, and incredible experiences I've ever had watching it. Tell me what that was like.
You thought it was exhausting watching it. You should have done it. It was, I thought, apparently I'm really bad at judging fish because I told my marshal, I said, that's a 5-pounder. And then after about 5 minutes, I said, I think it's a 7 or 8-pounder. And then when I set the hook, I said, oh, never mind, it's over 10. And that's the biggest fish I've ever caught right there. This lake is unbelievable. That was the biggest bag I've ever had and the biggest fish I've ever caught in one day. So it was an unbelievable day.
And that is Lake Fork, my friend. I mean, it's getting pretty spooky because yesterday I just happened to be standing there when you went to Trip and said he was tied for big bass. He had an 8-12. There was 2 anglers with an 8-12, and he was tied. You said, what is the tiebreaker? And Tripp said, well, there is no tiebreaker. And then I joked with you and said, just go catch an 8-13. You did that this morning. And then that wasn't good enough. You culled that 8-13, adding 8 pounds to your weight with an 11-1. Wow.
Oh, it was unbelievable. It was one of those days where, obviously I'm around some fish, but I never really felt like nothing was special. Just everywhere I went my timing was perfect, and everything went absolutely perfectly.
You won an event earlier this year in your home lake. What was your winning weight there?
I think it was like 72 or something, which is probably the biggest 4 days I've had in a row, and now I've got 84 in 3.
In 3 days. And the crazy part is, I don't want to take the spotlight off you at all because you deserve it all here this week with what you've done. It's incredible. But when you look at 84 pounds an ounce and you think of the week you had, Keith Combs won this event in 3 days with 110 pounds. When you just looking at what you've done, it seems unfathomable.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine it. Like today, I felt like my alarm was gonna go off any minute. And I was gonna wake up to come here and fish day 3. I was waiting all day, but I couldn't even imagine catching any more than the way it's been this week so far.
Well, you are 5 fish away from your second Elite Series win, a guaranteed berth in the Bassmaster Classic. How are you going to sleep tonight?
I probably won't sleep great, but the way it is out here, I mean, the fishing's awesome, but you just don't really know when you're going to run into them. So you can't put too much on it. You just got to go fishing and hope it happens again.
One more time, let's hear it for your tournament leader. I'll let you head backstage. We're going to meet him again in just a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, this is the Toyota Bassmaster Texas Fest, benefiting Texas Parks and Wildlife. We started with 75, 35 went out today. Do you want to meet your top 10? You got to do better than that. Lake Fork's got big bass and big noise for our top 10. Do you want to meet your top 10? Going out in 10th place, he is a 3-time Canadian Open champion, a former Costa Tour Angler of the Year, an FLW Tour Championship qualifier. And here he is once again on Championship Monday. Get loud for Corey Johnston. 3 Canadians set out to invade the Elite Series this season, and they have invaded it a big, big way. You've already met one. Let's meet another. He's a former champion at the Kenora Bass International. He has qualified for the Forest Wood Cup, his first season here on the Bassmaster Elite Series. I already told you he was part of the Canadian invasion, but this one from the far north. This one from a tundra. This one is the great Canadian snow leopard, Geoff Gustafson. He is a former FLW Tour Angler of the Year in his rookie season. A former FLW Tour Rookie of the Year, a former Elite Series Rookie of the Year. He is the reigning and defending Texas Bass Classic Champion. Get loud for Drew Benton. Just a few weeks ago, he did not know if his season could continue. Had shoulder surgery and fished with one arm. That event finished in the top 10. Just 2 events later, he led this at the halfway point with 63 pounds, making it into our top 10, a former Bass Pro Shops Bassmaster Open champion, Chad Pipkins. He is a 2-time Bassmaster Elite Series champion and a 3-time TTBC champion. This, the event that made him money combs. From Huntington, Texas, Keith Combs. He is a 3-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier. Yet again with us in the championship round here on the Bassmaster Elite Series, continuing his incredible season from Georgia, Micah Frazier. Making his 4th championship round of the season. He is a former Carhartt College Bass Angler. His rookie season here on the Bassmaster Elite Series, but he's not worried about Rookie of the Year. He's got his eyes on the ultimate prize, Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year from Florida, Drew the Tooth Cook. He is the very first Carhartt College Bass competitor to qualify for the Bassmaster Elite Series. And boy, did the floodgates open after that. Now, 20% of our field is former Carhartt College Bass anglers. He is a former Elite Series Rookie of the Year from Caryville, Tennessee, Brandon Card. Just 5 events into his young Elite Series career, he's proved that he may be from Michigan, but he can catch them all across the country. Elite Series rookie, Garrett Butts. Once again going into the final day of competition with a target on his back. He is the man with the plan, saying catch me if you can. He weighed in at 11-1 1 and is leading Tundra Big Bass. He has over 80 pounds of bass going into day number 4. Elite Series champion, C-O-B-B, Brandon Cobb. We started with 75, cut it down to 35. Now only 10 remain. This time tomorrow, there will be one. That one will be Texas Fest champion of 2019 and get a guaranteed classic berth. One more time, let's hear it for your top 10.